Good afternoon and welcome to your 1pm Sports Bulletin. I'm Thomas D. The first Ashes test is in the balance after the second day's play at the Gabba. The hosts are 165 for 4 in reply to England's 302 all out, with captain Steve Smith unbeaten on 64. However, England bowler Jake Bull says the visitors are in a good position going into day 3.
We feel we're in a decent position. Get a good night's sleep and a bit of rest and come out hard in the morning. If we nick a couple out and then you're into likes of Stark and Cummins, I think that's a good position for us to be in.
Our cricket correspondent Joel Newman is here with me in the studio. How are we, Joel?
Not bad, not bad.
Good to hear. Now, there's a lot of bleary eyes around the office today, but was the test worth staying up for?
I think the second day definitely was more entertaining than the first. Obviously, England going into a bit of a collapse. Being 196 for 4 and then being all out for 302. So I think a lot of fans were thinking it was going to be same old England. But Australia struggled as well. They were 86 for 4 at one point. Obviously the big wicket of David Warner. Getting rid of him was key for England, but now Steve Smith's settled. I think it could be a bit of a struggle for England.
Now that partnership looks like it could be very dangerous, and it has been in the past. Do we need to get them out quickly tonight?
I think getting rid of Steve Smith will be vital for England. I think the rest of their batting order is not particularly strong. They haven't got say for example 2013-14 they had Brad Haddin coming in at number 7, who was someone who could make a massive difference. I don't think Tim Payne can, but you never know with Australia. I think Sean Marsh could potentially be a player. He's under pressure, so if he can make some runs then could put England under a lot of pressure.
Now, how big a part is the wicket going to play in this? Because it's not a typical Gabba wicket, so what difference is this going to make?
The wicket's a lot slower this year, so you see a lot people like Mitchell Stark were struggling to get a lot of wickets on it. I think it could suit the English bowlers, especially when the pitch deteriorates going into the 4th and 5th day. Moeen Ali, I think, as well, will definitely benefit from that going into the final day. The pitch will dry, hopefully, and the weather will suit England as well.
The pitch looks like it is suiting spin bowlers, so is this why Lyon maybe struggled yesterday morning?
I think Lyon struggled purely because the England batsmen were targeting him after what he said in the media as well, and thought they could have a go at him. And I think also the fact that they were trying to get a bit of respite when facing him because of the pace from Stark as well. So I think if England can counter that in the second innings, they got a good chance.
Now, Lyon was bowling bouncers at, well, that's when he started to take the wicket, is when he started taking bouncers. Is this going to be what he needs to do going forward?
I think for Australia, you look at what happened in 13-14, Mitchell Johnson was deteriorating them they were struggling a lot with the bouncers, so if they can get the bouncers going again, then England could struggle. But I think England's batsmen, as you saw in the first innings, were looking pretty solid.
And finally, Joe Root's field was quite something yesterday in the final overs. Talk me through this.
Well, it's not something that we'd seen before. He sort of stuck as many fielders around the bat as possible, just for 1 or 2 overs, and it just really put the pressure on Steve Smith. I think England were desperate to try and get him out, but didn't happen, and we'll see what happens tonight.
Joel, thank you very much for your time, and enjoy the test tonight.
Thank you.
We know the name of the first team to book their place in the Rugby League World Cup final. Australia thrashed Fiji 54 points to 6 in the first semi-final in Papua New Guinea. England will play Tonga in the other semi-final on Saturday. On to football now, and Premier League manager hopes he will not follow in the footsteps of the other dismissals this season. Mauricio Pellegrino believes Southampton will recover from their poor start to the season after recent defeats to Burnley and Liverpool. He says they can and will improve on their fortunes when they face Everton at the weekend.
The most risk in football is to work in football, because we need the result all the time. Everything can happen or can change in one game, in 2 games. I'm not scared about my job. I am scared about a lot of things, not about my job.
The nominees have been announced for the BBC Overseas Sports Personality of the Year award. Tennis legend Roger Federer is the biggest name among the 6 contenders, with the surprise inclusion being world darts champion Michael van Gerwen. The winner will be announced at the ceremony on Sunday the 17th of December. Today is Black Friday, as we all know, which means shopping chaos around the UK. We sent our reporters out to Westquay to see what the public would buy for our favourite professional sports stars.
I'd buy Usain Bolt a new hamstring, Michael Jordan, a new basketball, because I would like to see him play again.
A kilt, Hamilton, old Hammy, and I think he'd look grand in it.
Anthony Joshua, pair of running shoes, so he could lose weight because he's too big at 18 stone. He should be 17 stone, he'd be much more effective.
Definitely, I would never give them any present. They have more than enough. They should give me a present if they want to. Yeah, just reverse the thing. Presents to me. Philippe Alves, come to me. I may even start liking Spurs.
Yeah. Anthony Joshua, a pair of boxing gloves.
How about that?
I would buy Wayne Rooney a breathalyzing device, before he goes out and stuff. Make sure he doesn't drink and drive, yeah.
I would get Mo Farah a kitchen because he's always on the adverts in mobile kitchens, so he needs a home, obviously. So cook his corn up.
Fantastic stuff from the Southampton public. Going back to the football managerial merry-go-round now, and one manager that's recently been sacked has had interest from a Premier League club to step into the dugout. Former West Ham boss Slaven Bilic has rejected the chance to speak to West Brom about their vacant managerial position. Bilic was sacked by the Hammers earlier this month, but is believed the 49-year-old Croat wants to take time out of the game. We're going to quickly return to our cricket correspondent, Joel Newman here. Joel.
Evening.
Going into tonight's game, what are we looking forward to?
Well, we look forward to Australia trying to put the pressure back on England. They're still 137 runs behind, so for them it's looking to try and get back into the game, get a lead to put the England batsmen under pressure going into their second innings.
And are you confident going forward?
Yes, I think England have got a very good chance if they can keep calm and if Alistair Cook and Joe Root can get some runs on the board.
Joel, thanks again. You can follow us on all of our social medias at Solent Sports News. We'll see you at 2 p.m.